S-ceezy.
Yo.
Hey.
Welcome to the
Okay, I was
show.
wondering. I thought it was me for a minute. I'm like, I'm
No,
gonna have to.
no, no. You are fine. You are fine. You are fine. Did we miss anybody?
I don't think so.
No, we didn't. Okay. Well, all right. And we have our lovely family member coming in from Instagram, Cheryl Foster. Shout out to Cheryl coming in from Instagram.
Hey, Instagram.
Okay. I'm so glad I have snacks. This is
Aw.
good. Great job on this visuals. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, first, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you for your
Oh,
service.
it's not a problem.
All
If I had a
right.
choice,
All right.
I'd definitely do it again.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, first question. All right. How was your experience serving in the military, the U.S. Army?
Well, I can definitely say once you get past the basic training part, then it's pretty much like a regular 9 to 5. You'll get up, you'll get your workout, and from there you'll pretty much go to work after you eat breakfast. It's pretty much
Mhm.
it's a regular job, but you're on call 24/7, so you never know what it might be. Something may come down the line where you're like, oh, we got to go do this training, or oh, you guys got to deploy to like Korea or something like within like 10 minutes. So you got to have your stuff packed and ready to go at any time.
Oh, wow.
All right, and we
We
have
got
a
a question
question already.
already.
The guests love you, so we're gonna pass the mic to the audience. And Adventure Spirit says, "How many years?"
So I've been in the Army for about 10 years. And from that point, I figured that was enough time given to Uncle Sam because I got two little ones that wound up being born in that timeline. So, had to take a break from Uncle Sam and, had to be a dad to raise them.
Wow, wow, wow. So,
Oh, that's
like,
cool. 10 years. That's
wow,
a long time.
wow. Okay,
She said
and
rank
what was your rank when you were
in the army.
in the army?
So when I wound up leaving, I was a specialist when I left.
Okay, all right. Dark Theme says, "Thank you for your service. S-ceezy." All right, all right, cool. Okay.
You do know it's S-ceezy, right?
S-ceezy. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm bad with names.
No, you
Forgive
keep
me.
saying S-easy.
Okay. So during the time that you served in the military, did you and after becoming a veteran, did you had any like PTSD or any type of coming home problems?
So there was a time shortly after one of the training incidents that we've had before where it was like really hot outside. So it was like, I want to say the humidity was like 100 and the temperature was like probably like 95
Mm-hmm.
degrees. And during that time, I almost had a heat stroke. So I'm sitting in the sun, I'm dazed. And during this time period, we're laying mortars. So mortars are pretty much the guys you see that drop these giant rounds into a tube and they shoot out across the land to hit like an area, a certain area, wherever you designate that target to be. But
Mm-hmm.
with that backstory, I was dazed and confused. So I'm the one that's essentially laying the rounds. So I hear the call, hang it. I hold it over the barrel, and they're like, fire. And I'm like, okay, drop it. He's like, cook, huh? Fire. I was like, oh, okay. So I drop the round into the barrel. It goes off. Mind you, I'd say if you're thinking about how big this barrel's about, I want to say about yay big. Does that does that seem a little bit more feasible? So that round is pretty huge. The rounds themselves
Mm-hmm.
are about that big, and that's the 120 round.
Wow.
So essentially, this is going off right by my head.
Oh
And
no.
so during that time, I could have lost my life. I could have lost my head like instantly. No one would have known anything. But the only thing I remember is a cloud of smoke. From that cloud of smoke, everything cleared out. My sergeant looked at me. He was like, "Ooh, Cook, you all right? You all right?" And I'm just like, "Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he was like, "That's it. You're done. You're done for the day." So from that point, because I almost passed out, but the most I got out of that was literally it knocked my helmet sideways, so I got like a mild concussion.
Really?
Oh wow.
So from
Wow.
that point, I do find myself sometimes at night. I do wind up jumping out of my sleep because of that incident happening. But I think I'm at a point now where I kind of got it under control, and it's more easier to work with.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing.
It's no problem.
Okay, so the next question is, how did you get into cosplay?
Well, essentially, you can kind of say I've had closet cosplays since I was in high school. So I didn't know it was called cosplay a while back. I always thought it was just dressing up. I didn't know it had a name until after I got in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time period, story time. During that time period, I actually Soldier Boy was popular. He had all the dance moves. Crank That just came out, and everybody was like bopping. They were doing different dances, and everybody on the radio was trying to imitate what Soldier Boy was doing. Me, I took that to a whole nother level and actually started dressing up like him. I had the shades that wrote Soldier Cook. It wasn't Soldier Boy, it was Soldier Cook because Cook is my last name. And people took that, and at first they were making fun of it because it was like, who's this guy walking around with a giant boombox trying to be Soldier Boy? But little did they know, and little did I know, that it would transfer into me actually being a soldier in the military. But that's that. But essentially, my first ever cosplay was Soldier Boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So because I remember this
Um.
little brother.
Oh
I
wait, hold on. Um. Okay.
think we have a family
Soldier,
member in the building.
Soldier Cook. I remember this little brother. Shout out
Yeah, that's my
to.
older sister. That's
Hey, welcome
Hey,
to the show.
yeah,
welcome to the show.
that's my
All
big
right, we
sister.
have a question from the audience. Adventure Spirits says, "Did you get any ringing from that incident?"
Yes, periodically when I yawn, my ears ring, and I can't control that, but it usually fades out like shortly after. So,
Wow, wow, wow.
Mm.
Okay, wow.
You want me to ask him this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the next question is, what are your 5 likes and dislikes about cosplay?
okay. 5 likes. Well, number one, I definitely like how you can literally be anything you can think of. You could
Mm-hmm.
be a character that you might have seen on TV, a cartoon, whatever it may be. You could literally be anything or anyone. Uh, Number two, I'd say the creativity that you could utilize. You can have something so simple and it would just work. So depending on how you rock it in your confidence, you can make just about anything work, from the most complicated cosplays to the more simple, just like a rag over your shoulder or something, it's like a tunic. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Three, what I would like about it, I'd say just the community in itself, because the community is definitely welcoming, from the most advanced cosplayers to the starters, to those that start. And if you reach out to these people, they're more than willing to help you to get started. They'll recommend
Yeah,
you some decent places or some great places, and from that point you just build your repertoire from there. uh, Last but not least, the another thing that I like about it, ah, I don't think I could actually narrow it down to just 5 things. Overall, I'd say the connections you make, the networking with the people, because you can do the cosplay thing by yourself. Yeah, I know some people may be afraid of it. They have their closet cosplays,
mm-hmm.
but feel free. But once you feel that freedom, that confidence, once you're out there, you go to a con, you meet with people, others that think the way that you do, and it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if we're going off of things that we don't like, then I could definitely say, numero uno, we can definitely say that there are toxic communities that are in the cosplay communities. You'll have gatekeepers, people they'll say you can't portray a particular character because that character is white, or that character's Asian, and you just so happen to be of a different race other than what that character is that you're portraying. Or you could be a
Mhm.
different gender, and people will have their negative things to say about that regardless. But
Yeah.
uh, that'd probably be the main thing. Oh. So another thing that probably grinds my gears when it comes to that would be you have those that, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't try to help others. They
Amen.
they take all the glory and the fame for itself, but they're not trying to help anybody else get up to where they are. So
Yeah.
Amen.
they turn it into a competition rather than a community. And
Yes.
usually with some of these more popular cosplayers that are out there, they're not necessarily trying to help anybody else get from that point where they are to at least up there where they are. So that way you can have a selection of different cosplayers. So you don't have to have one particular cosplayer that you go to, because they'll have certain things that they'll do themselves. You can actually go and eat from a whole pie instead of one slice. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 Such
But
a
I
true
can,
statement.
oh, definitely. But those are the two that I could definitely say that the big negatives that probably stand out to me when it comes to cosplaying.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Okay. So, how long have you been a cosplayer?
Uh, Now I can firmly say I've probably been a cosplayer now for about 15 years. Yeah,
Oh
15
wow.
years.
Wow.
So it's like straight out of high school since, and this is taking it back 2011. So I might be past that. I might be past 15 years. I might be wrong. So yeah, since 2010 is when I started, and going from there is pretty much how I kept it going.
2010.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I won my first pageant in
I
2010. Well,
know.
actually, no, I won the state pageant, but it
Wow.
was my first pageant.
Welcome in. We got your favorite couple in the building. Shout out to your favorite couple. We got kicking it with the Rooks. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody.
Yes, welcome in.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. My next question was, what cosplayer inspired you? If you have any cosplayers that inspire you.
Well, there are actually quite a few cosplayers that inspire me. I could definitely say Afro Cocoa Puffs, the Six Raikage, Hellspawn cosplay. You guys would probably, he's probably one of the most well known cosplayers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Team Awesome. Yeah, he's definitely like, from when it started, he started cosplaying probably about maybe 2 years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
at that point, he was asking other cosplayers, and I had the pleasure in recommending him a cosplay to go with, because he didn't know necessarily what to start with, because he wanted to get into it, but he didn't necessarily know where to go. So I
Yeah.
recommended him Sim cosplay to start with, which he started with, but then he went on to do his own thing and advance from there. And now you see what he's doing now with the Miles Morales Venom,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't be happier to see it. Another awesome cosplayer that I've seen, Atlas Cosplay. He also does his own. He creates his own cosplays. So 3D printing, it's definitely the way of the future. So those of you guys that have wanted to build your cosplays, I'd highly recommend investing in a 3D printer, because you can definitely get your money back for that. It will pay for itself in no time.
Mm. Okay.
Um, Another amazing cosplayer, I could say, if you guys have seen Beltline, shout out to Beltline Cosplay out there. All of those, that's a group, and it's a group of amazing cosplayers that's out there.
Okay.
And it's way too many to count. My list is long.
But
Wow. That's
that's some amazing people.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
But you guys remember, Team Awesome is actually on the show.
yes, he was.
That's who he was talking about earlier, Lorenzo.
Yeah, he's
We
been
had
on the show.
we did like 3 interviews with him.
3 interviews.
Yeah.
Yes. If you have been to any Comic Cons, what was your favorite Comic Con that you attended?
So, favorite would have to be between MomoCon and DragonCon. So particularly here in Atlanta, two of the main cons would be, well, I guess you could say three. There's Ranger Pops, Ranger Stop, which is more centered around the Power Rangers. You have MomoCon, which is manga, anime, and then you have Dragon Con, which is essentially every facet of media that you can think of, they would have it there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the Dragon Con is definitely the biggest con that Atlanta has. It's pretty much the equivalent to Comic Con over in San Diego, California.
Oh, okay.
Nice. He's in ATL. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's from
yeah.
ATL.
He's from
He
Atlanta.
yeah.
Make sure you
ATL
guys
stand up.
make sure you guys connect with S-ceezy. Please make sure that you guys subscribe. Shout out to all the members in the building.
Especially if you're in Atlanta.
Yeah, shout out to all you that are in the building. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so my next question was, do you have a favorite cosplayer you like to cosplay the most?
So
Or character, I should say.
a certain cosplay that I like to cosplay the most. Well, if it hasn't already been noticed, Spider-Man is my all-time favorite cosplay that I've done, like flat blank, period. And I do also have 12 different variations of that Spider-Man suit.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Like with that, you can safely say that he's my favorite. So here, this is the Insomniac Spider-Man suit that we have here from the Spider-Man game, the first one. We also carry the No Way Home suit, the integrated No Way Home suit, the Iron Spider.
Okay.
Cool.
So this one is variation 2. It's the variation 2 of the Insomniac Spider-Man. There's more details in the suit. You got more shadows, and I like to wear this one more so for photos and photo ops because it's got more detail in it.
Okay.
Of course, you can't never go wrong with the original. Now, I was asked before if you had a choice to choose what suit in particular, if you were going to go with a Spider-Man suit, which original suit would you go with? And that was a debate between the original 90s Spider-Man suit, as you can see here. It's got the comic lines. It's got the buff lines in it, the blue and black. It's between this one and the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movie. So I had to make that choice, and I went with the comic book version, the 90s animated series, because it was definitely one of my favorites growing up. Carrying on, we also have the Iron Spider. It's not the integrated suit, but this is from, I want to make sure I'm getting it right, Endgame. The Iron Spider from Endgame, yes. So for those of you guys that have seen Endgame, you know the one that Tom Holland wears. This is his suit. So I do also have the legs that go with it as well. They usually jet out to the side.
Never have too many.
Oh, trust me, you can never have too many suits. We got the Enter the Spider-Verse Miles Morales. You know I had to represent for the homie.
Love the Iron Man Spider.
Oh, definitely. We had to get the PS2 Miles Morales suit from the game. Trust me, there's a lot of these. We also carry the Spider-Man Noir from the comic book Into the Spider-Verse.
So would you ever get the one from the Spider? What is it? 1099. The one with the 2099 one.
I don't have the 2099, but I do have the 2020 Miles Morales suit. Oh yeah, we going out. Hold on.
Oh sugar. Oh sugar.
Let me take you on an adventure. I was not kidding when I definitely said that when it came to Spider-Man, he is definitely the GOAT. And I know there may be some people that may try to disagree with me, but as a hill I am willing to die on, he is the GOAT. This is the 2020 jacket, Miles Morales. The suit itself,
wow.
Like, trust me, this came in 3 pieces: the jacket, the suit, and the helmet. came in 3 different pieces, and this is by far my most expensive cosplay, and I debuted that at MomoCon 2020.
Okay.
Wow.
We have the Ghost Spider, which is a combination between Ghost Rider and Spider-Man. This is his suit. Peter Parker wore this. You might actually see him somewhere in an up-and-coming series that's on YouTube. Wink, wink. So this is the mask that goes with that Ghost Spider suit,
Oh wow.
Wow.
created by Icebox Scenario. So if you guys are looking for a prop maker, he makes really good stuff. This is one of several items that he's made and created in the name of cosplay. So he is an awesome and amazing prop maker. Again, his name is Icebox Scenario.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
oh yeah. So since we're on the subject of Tobey Maguire as well, we also have the Venom suit. So eventually, I had to get a Tobey Maguire suit. This is definitely one that I was one of the most anticipated that I was willing to grab up. But
Oh,
the list goes on, and I still plan on adding to the Spider-Man suit. So there's
there's
plenty more.
more.
There's plenty more where I'm gonna add to. Trust me, when it comes to Spider-Man, he is my all-time favorite. Like,
Okay.
Oh wow.
So out of all of those, which ones are like your go-to that you normally just put on?
so if I needed a go-to, depending on what that go-to would be for. So if I'm taking pictures or photos, I love to put out the Miles Morales 2020 suit because I feel like not many people may necessarily know about it, but it's the most flashy and that should get the most shine out of the ones that I do own between that one and the standard Miles Morales suit.
Okay, we have a question from the audience. Events your spirit. Do you wear those suits when you're role playing with other special significant others?
Uh, I could definitely say there's one suit that I would probably role play, and that was probably my first suit that I've gotten. That's my first Spider-Man suit, and trust me, that suit is so freaking ugly. But everybody has to start from somewhere, right? But
Yeah, that's
if I had to choose, it would be that one. It's a Miles Morales suit that I had. That's a onesie. It pretty much it's like a onesie. It zips all the way up to the back, and it's in one word. If I had to describe it, it's definitely ugly. But at least you know who the character is.
Oh, okay. All right. Your question.
Okay, my next question was or is on your YouTube channel, you have a series called Champions of Combat. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Of course. So with Champions of Combat, you basically I know you guys may have gone on YouTube and you've seen other people that are they make combination battles or they make collaboration battles between
Mm-hmm.
different characters. Whether a main one would be Superman versus Goku. Who would win in a fight? And
Yeah.
that's been done to death. It's been done over the years. It's been one of those high intensity feuds, and people have been talking about that forever. So what we aim to do here with Champions of Combat is we're taking all these different death battles, and I'll say death battles. We're taking all these different battles, these different characters, and putting them in one giant tournament, Mortal Kombat style, to fight to the death. And believe me, some of your favorite characters may be in it. Some of your favorite characters may die. Who knows? It's one of those pull a rabbit out of the hat type of deals, and it's the surprise. But definitely the storyline. If I could summarize the storyline, Raiden is essentially searching for his champions to fight
Mm-hmm.
against the forces of evil. So he's searching to fight against Shao Kahn and his evil entourage of people. Essentially, Raiden, which is you'll see this hat right here quite a few times during the series. This Raiden fit, courtesy of Black Panthero cosplay. If you guys know him, make sure you guys check him out on Instagram. He's an amazing cosplayer. One of his most prevalent cosplays has been the Penguin. So definitely that. I highly recommend you go check out that amazing cosplayer as well. But back to the story. Um, Raiden is basically he's conceded and fighting the tournament. He's tired of going year after year after millennia of fighting in these Mortal Kombat tournaments. So the Elder Gods offer him one last chance to essentially gather his champions and fight one last tournament battle. And this is for all of the marbles. This is
Mm-hmm.
it's for every Earth realm. So all of the Earths that you've seen, every Earth from the Avengers all the way to Superman, Avatar, whatever Earth that may exist in media that has every facet of hero, villain, you name it. If it's Earth, it's at stake.
Yeah.
So Raiden's job is to gather up these champions to fight against Shao Kahn's forces. Once he finds enough sufficient people, then the tournament's going to start. His first recruitment is Miles Morales. So if you guys check out the first episode, his recruitment on the first episode is Miles Morales. And I know you guys are probably wondering, how can he be able to possibly fight to the death in a Mortal Kombat style tournament? Well, you guys will just have to see how that plays out. I can't give too much more on that though.
Yeah.
I love
Currently,
it.
oh, we're filming chapter 4. We've got 3 episodes in. We also included some shorts into it as well, so you could get some backstory on the characters that are a part of the tournament that you guys will see. So if you guys want to know more, make sure you guys go check out the show.
Okay. Yes, and that's
Quick
your.
question: how do you pick who's on the good side and who's on the bad side, or do you guys mix it?
So for those, it's usually dependent upon the creator. So initially, when I started the Champions of Combat, I had it in mind of making one of the biggest collabs that I could ever do. Because when I first started out, it was small. It was
Mm.
small. It was just me as the content creator, and a lot of the videos that I made was just me. So I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, what we're going to do is we're going to put out a contest, and we want to incorporate as many cosplayers as we can, as many content creators as we can to be a part of this. Little did we know that what that would turn into is Champions of Combat, because every cosplayer has a favorite cosplay that they love to do above all the others, and
Mm.
Yeah.
that usually determines the character that's essentially going to be in the tournament.
Okay. So, how did you guys create the name for Champions of Combat?
So essentially, I was taking the term Contest of Champions. If you guys have ever played the mobile game Contest of Champions, which incorporates a lot of the different Marvel characters that basically just battle it out against each other, just for supremacy, and Mortal Kombat. So I took both of those and I kind of just threw them together, and that's what created Champions of Combat. Because essentially in Mortal Kombat, you have champions, and these
Yeah.
champions are essentially heroes or villains, regardless, but they're people with extraordinary skill and abilities. And they're usually put in a martial arts tournament to essentially fight to see who's the best.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is: moving forward, what are the plans for your YouTube channel?
So the plans for the YouTube channel as of right now is to continue into the Champions of Combat series. The idea right now is to put up 8 episodes. So the series is going to be 8 episodes long. Depending upon the reception that we get, depends on whether or not we'll come back for a season 2. So if you guys really love the series and how it's going, we can definitely bring it back for a season 2. New characters, bigger and better sets, and just something that'll definitely blow your mind, that'll be worth you spending your time to watch. Also,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to incorporate um, more content. So it's basically that. It's essentially turning into, I guess, a production So the YouTube page is turning into a production with content that you guys will actually appreciate. Which brings to the slogan that I have. It's great creators make great content. And
Amen.
I know that's right.
and the premise
Amen.
behind the great creators is that everybody, what makes you a great creator is your content. What makes your content great is you. As long as you love what you're doing and you're having fun, you're a great creator. If you would genuinely enjoy, even if you're by yourself, if you just dance, if you're doing a trending dance, you're creating content. You put it out on the internet for others to see, they're going to be like, man, I want to do that. Or you might just inspire somebody else to join in as well, which is why they have duets as well too. But your content is what makes you great, and you
Yeah,
are a creator. Therefore, you go out and you make that great content.
I know that's right.
that's amazing. Yeah. So, how long does it take to create the storyline for each episode?
Good question.
So usually with each episode of Champions of Combat, we try to pony off of the previous story. So it's a continuation. So that way, when you begin watching it, you can watch it from start to finish, kind of like a marathon. To be as
Mhm.
okay, this is the cliffhanger. What can I see next? And it's kind of like if you were to binge watch a show on Netflix or something like that. You really want to see what's going on next, and you don't want to really wait the 2 week period that it takes for them to create another episode or to put it out. But it's gonna feel like that essentially. You're gonna be excited for the next one to see what happens next, who might be a part of the series, because it's like I pointed out before. You never know. Your favorite creator or your favorite cosplay, your favorite character might be on the series.
Hmm. Wow.
I know
Cool.
that's right.
Yeah.
What can your fans expect from Champions of Combat as it grows?
So what you guys can basically expect from Champions of Combat as it grows, you guys can look forward to more cinematic views in the areas in which we choose to hold it. So it's gonna look more like a movie rather than just something that somebody did in their background,
Hmm.
backyard. So I know you guys have seen I guess you could call it guerrilla style videos where the camera's all wobbly and they just looks like somebody literally just pulled out their phone and started recording. The aim of Champions of Combat is to bring you guys something visually appealing and something to genuinely get excited about when it does come on. That way you can pass it on to the next person. Or if you really want to be a part of it as well, you can just let me know, or anybody that's in the group know that, hey, I want to join a part of this Champions of Combat. I have a cosplay that I wanted to put out, or even if it's an OC, your own created characters, they are welcome as well because you want to put it on display. This is one of the best places to do it at.
I
Okay.
know that's right.
All right. So, out of all the episodes of Champions of Combat, which one is your favorite?
Wow. Um, Out of all the episodes, I love each and every episode because each and every episode you can tell the progress that's been made with each of them from
Mm-hmm.
where it started to going into the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely say I don't have one favorite in particular, but if I could say that as far as editing and effects go from the production standpoint, one of my favorites is probably the Joker versus Static Shock. So that's
Okay.
the Joker versus Static.
That was the last episode.
That was the short. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So that's the episode that's coming.
No. That's the episode that's already out. So that's the last. That's the latest one that's out right now.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought so. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
last one.
yeah. That was the last
chapter
one.
4.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of you know what filler is, right?
Who?
Like a filler episode. So it's
Yeah,
like you're watching the series and then you have filler episodes. So
yeah.
Champions of Combat shorts are essentially filler episodes to
Yeah.
give some background on characters that you may not have seen yet or will see in the series.
Okay.
That
Cool.
way, it
Thank you
doesn't
for explaining
have
that.
exposition dump during the show.
All right.
Right, the next one you
You do.
Oh. Okay, so my next question was there anyone that was difficult to work with as you were building Champions of Combat?
I could definitely say so. I'm not going to say any names, but there are people that tend to come with their own problems or their own ideas of what they feel should happen in the series. And those people usually like to try to be front and center when the series is not about you. If the
Yeah.
series isn't about you because you're not essentially the main character
Yeah.
or the main characters, but you are a part of this series, and it's more than welcome that you would lend your talents, because every time when I do put these episodes out, as you can see, I try to credit everybody that took part into it. So that way, when those people, even if there's like, no matter how big or small your part is, you took part in it, you're going to get credit for it. So
Yeah.
you can show your friends, show your family, be like, yo, I was a part of this. And they can see not just the part that you were in, but they see the whole episode as a whole, and they see like, wow, you did really good work. Are you going to continue this? And it's the name, the main, the I'm getting flustered. The idea is to inspire and to keep you guys that may have started out small to keep it going, to keep your passion going. Because obviously, if you're a part of this, you like dressing up, you like cosplaying, you like acting, and this just builds up your confidence to keep that going on your own. So when you leave Champions of Combat, you're pretty much making all sorts of content on your own, and you're going out there and you're doing great and amazing things. So
Mm-hmm.
as long as they keep that in mind, we can all definitely keep it steady, and we can keep it moving like it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
know that's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
If you guys haven't checked out Champions of Combat, it's an amazing series on
It
his
is.
YouTube channel. Definitely check them out. They're on
Yes.
episode 3 right now.
Yeah.
What's the episode 4?
So episode 4 right now is currently under production.
Yes.
We're about halfway done filming, and if you guys are a part of the group, I've periodically placed little snippets of the chapter 4, so you guys can kind of have an idea of what to expect.
Okay.
All right. So you also make your own cosplay. So how long does it take you to make some of the pieces?
So depending on how complicated the cosplays are, like this one right here is my pride and joy, which I will never be able to get fully realized because rest in peace, Jason David Frank. He passed on. This was my first ever 3D print, and thanks to the homie Atlas Cosplay, he sold me his 3D printer that he was actually getting rid of, and pretty much showed me the ropes and how to 3D print. And with that, I made it my mission to create the helmet, because with most places that you go, if you haven't noticed, I have a big head. My head is Caillou, ain't got nothing on me. But a lot of my issue when it came to buying helmets from these other places, these stores, Etsy, you name it, they don't carry sizes for people with big heads. So I took it upon myself to go ahead and create a helmet that would essentially fit my head. And that being one of the first cosplays that I made with it, I've also created the Lord Draken helmet. So if you guys are following stuntman Ramon Thomas, his Lord Draken fit, I actually wound up building for him. I'm not done with it completely just yet. So not only is it working in 3D printing, but I'm also working with EvaFoam. So this
Wow.
Dragon shield
Wow.
that I'm still currently in the works of perfecting. It's not done yet, but it's definitely coming along. But basically, any props that you can think of, I could make. whether that be big or small. I've also created the Dragon Dagger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't have it right now because it's like stashed
Mhm.
away. But anything you can think of, which is why I go back to, I recommend 3D printing. It'll pay for itself in no time, and you can save a lot of money. Plus, you can make a profit from it yourself because you'll have other people that'll come to you and be like, "Yo, can you make this? Can you make that?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that for a price, but I could make it worth your while." As long as you have fun and you take pride in your work, you'll never work a day in your life. It won't be work for you because you enjoy doing it.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. All
I feel
Also,
right.
like that about YouTube.
oh, definitely. Also,
All
what we
right.
have here is the Dead Mouse helmet. So, if you guys have ever listened to music, if you guys like certain DJs, I know you know Marshmello. DJ Dead Mouse is my favorite DJ of all time, which is why I had to get this helmet. Here, it's completely made out of EVA foam, and the wires that you can see going through it right now, they actually light up along with the eyes. All you got to do is essentially flip this switch back here once you plug into the battery pack. But
Wow. And all of that you can do with a 3D printer?
all of that you can, but this was made with EVA foam,
Oh.
EVA foam. So this was showing the engineering prowess, I guess you could put.
Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah.
Do I have the next one?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. Does your family plan on participating in Champions of the Combat?
Families such as my mother, sister.
Anybody? Wife, children?
Well, that's definitely up to them. I'm definitely spots are open if they feel it necessary. They want to definitely be able to join. We definitely have availability. So if you want to be a part of it, just let me know. I can definitely find a spot for you. The way I see it, the more the merrier, and I can definitely make sure that everybody gets equal shine while this whole project is underway.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Was a little behind.
Brooke said amen. Was a little behind. Okay, cool. All right. So or do you plan on creating or making another channel or putting it on this channel as well and bringing to the channel real life content or doing the channel with your family?
So for that one in particular, literally from if you guys have seen the app Likey is pretty much the equivalent to TikTok. That's where I got my start when I started creating content. That's where
Mm-hmm.
most, if not all, of the content that I made from when I started making content is. And you can see the growth from the beginning all the way to what I'm doing now with the productions. And I would definitely I said all that to say that my page is essentially like a box of chocolates. Without them telling you what's inside of the box on the other side, you essentially don't know what you're going to get with my channel. So it's random, but it's great content because you're not going to get stuck in one field of view. Because you know how you might go to certain creators because they have one particular thing that they're good at, and they show that and they stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
With my page, you'll get a mixture of different sorts of content, things that I may have tried out. If it doesn't work, I won't do it again. But if it works out, then chances are you will see that repeated. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a box of chocolates. You'll never know what you're going to get, but you're going to enjoy the ride. You don't know how you got there. You don't know why you got there, but you're glad you went.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Next question. This is actually my last question. In your opinion, what platform do you enjoy using the most?
The platform that I enjoy using the most would have to definitely be between Instagram. It's top three. It's Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Those are my top three.
Okay.
In any particular order or no?
Uh, Instagram first, then YouTube, and then TikTok.
Oh,
Okay. All right. What what's your next cosplay you have coming and why?
So I have two cosplays in particular that I'm working on as of right now. One, if you guys love the Five Nights at Freddy's series, I'm currently working on a glam rock Bonnie cosplay, a full blown animatronic suit that you guys may have seen few attempt and even fewer actually succeed in making it look right. And with that glam rock body, I'm like, if you've seen me in real life, I am tall. I am 6'4", 270 pounds, 275 pounds. I'm a big dude.
so you're up there with the wrestlers.
I mean, I guess you could say that. But yeah. Actually, I got a quote from a lot of the people. So when I usually walk around in my Spider-Man suit, they'll be like, "Damn, that's a big ass Spider-Man." So yeah, it'll definitely fit the part of the animatronic that I'm trying to portray. Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's, which is one of my favorites. Also,
Mhm.
it's another Spider-Man combination, but it's one that you probably haven't seen. It is a Spider-Man Power Ranger collaboration. So I put it out on my story on Instagram a little bit so that you guys will be able to see. It's essentially what would happen if Spider-Man became a Power Ranger, or
Oh
if
wow.
Peter Parker became a Power Ranger. What type of Power Ranger would he be?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I saw him in one of your NYC cosplay videos. I think
Wait,
you're
which one?
Miss Keisha. I think that you're talking about Lorenzo, probably. This is a different cosplayer.
Yeah, a lot of them do Spider-Man though, because he's very
Yeah,
popular.
yeah. You're
He
probably
is
talking about
possible.
Lorenzo. Yeah. Okay. Do
Yeah,
you
because
have an
Lorenzo is tall too.
Yeah, do you have a next one or no?
No, those were all my questions.
All right. Okay, so guys, at this time we are going to show S-ceezy's channel.
Okay, get your channel on. Get your channel
All
on.
right, so let us share the screen. All right, we're gonna go here. All right, guys, so this is where you can go and subscribe to this amazing channel and catch up on the content, the films, guys. This channel have some great films where you can catch up on Champions of Combat. Please make sure that you go and you subscribe. Okay, you can also see the shorts as well. He's well over 380 subscribers. Thank you for those who just subscribed to the channel. Okay, so make sure that you go over, you check out the shorts, the community page, and as well as the videos. As you guys can see, we are caught up to all of the episodes. Okay, so it is a great series. All right.
Yes, sir.
And so make sure that you go over and you check it out. All right. It says enjoy the content from S-ceezy's channel. Subscribe. All right, guys. So make sure that you check it out.
Yes, amazing content. Champions of Combat is a great series.
Yes.
You never know. You might just see us on it sooner or later.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Dun
Okay.
dun dun.
All right. And then he also have a Instagram, guys. So let us go there as well. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is his Instagram, guys, right here.
Yes, sir.
So please make sure that you go over and you follow. Please make sure that you go over and you follow his Instagram. Okay, so if you'd like to be a part of the show or you have a question or anything, just inbox him on Instagram. Okay. All right. All right. All righty. Okay. So please make sure that you guys go ahead and follow. Okay. All right. So S-ceezy. What would you like the folks to gain from this interview on tonight?
Well, hopefully you guys have learned a little bit more about me. I know I typically don't put myself out there as much as I would need to, I guess, as far as interacting with people like that. But you guys do definitely see a steady stream of content. So hopefully this interview gave you guys a little bit more insight about me personally, and I would definitely love to meet with any other content creator that's out there and or cosplayer, and we could definitely work together. I'm always game to collaborate with other people to get their other insights.
Okay. All right. Well, all right, guys. So this was another amazing interview.
By yours
Yours
truly.
All right.
House of X Entertainment.
I'm Winston.
And I'm Leo.
And our guest is none other than
your boy S-ceezy.
All right, guys. So the next time we will see y'all is on the 16th and the 17th in Miami.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all.
Hey, turn me up a little. Yeah. Hey, let me get a little more. They know who we at, man. Yeah. I know they entertain. Yeah. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Hey, we stay entertaining. Hey, we stay entertaining. We stay entertaining. Yeah. Now turn me up. Now turn
Man, I need a break. Sure is busy out here fighting all these criminals. But you know what?